So today let's start the second layer from the bottom of the OSI model, which is that data link layer. In the last class we discussed completely about physical layer, we discussed about transmission media, we discussed about the services of physical layer, we discussed about the disadvantages of physical layer and all this. Okay, what is data link layer? It is the second layer from the bottom of the OSI model. Okay, second layer from the bottom of the OSI model. Now, as you know, there are 7 layers in the OSI model. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. Okay, get it? First of all, what is data link layer responsible for? First of all, data link layer is responsible for node to node transfer of data. Okay, data link layer is responsible for node to node transfer of data, first thing. And the second thing, okay, which is the most important, this is the layer which is responsible for error handling and acknowledgements. So this is the layer which is actually responsible for error handling and acknowledgements. What is acknowledgements? Telling to the device that yes, I have received your frame. Okay, that is the meaning of acknowledgement. Okay, let's discuss the services of DLL. Remember, listen, why did I tell node to node? Why did I tell node to node? That's because suppose we have device A, suppose we have device B. If I say end to end, it means the data is going and reaching till the application which is running on device A. Am I right? But data link layer is actually responsible for sending data from one device to other device, not to complete application which is running on some particular port. That is done by transport layer. I told you, transport layer is the one which adds source port and destination port. Why do they add port? That is because the application which creates the data, that is running on some port. Okay, got my point? Getting my point? Okay, yeah. Now, data link layer is responsible for node to node. It means indirectly device to device, not the complete application to application. Okay, there are 2 sub layers of data link layer. First one is logical link control. They call it LLC. Okay, LLC. This is the first sub layer of the data link layer. Okay, and the second and the last sub layer of the data link layer is nothing but MAC layer, media access control layer. Okay, remember, this is upper layer. Logical link control is the upper layer of the data link layer, and MAC layer is the lower layer. MAC layer is the lower layer of the data link layer. Now let's imagine we have application layer here, we have transport layer here. I mean just keep it, session, presentation, transport, and here we have network layer. Below network layer, if you have a data link layer, in this data link layer, the upper part is logical link control and the lower part is MAC. Okay, why the upper layer is logical link control, we will discuss about this here. Okay, and why is lower layer MAC, we'll discuss. Okay, first service of data link layer, basic framing, and the second service is error control, error detection. Then comes error correction. Framing, error detection, error correction, addressing, and then the last service of data link layer. What is that? Flow control. Okay, now framing. This is actually done by MAC sublayer of data link layer. Okay, MAC sublayer. Error detection is done by logical link control layer. Error correction is also done by logical link control. Providing acknowledgements is done by logical link control. Okay. Addressing is done by MAC sublayer. Flow control is done by logical link control. We have one more function which is actually included within this point. I don't want to include it separately, which is called as multiplexing. Multiplexing is also done by logical link control. Multiplexing. Okay. Multiplexing is nothing but which is done by logical link control. Okay, fine. So these are the 5 functions. Each and every function is carried out by one of the sublayers of returning layer. Let's start these functions one by one. Okay.